This is a photograph of a dress that was posted on Tumblr on the 26th of February 2015. For some, it may seem that this dress is coloured black and blue, while for others it may seem that this dress is coloured white and gold. As you would imagine, due to the internet, this debate quickly rose to popularity, and well, the rest is history.
That darn dress, you know the one I'm talking about.
White and gold versus blue and black.
Millions of people sharing.
Everyone asking, what color is this dress?
The truth of the matter is, illusions like this have been on the internet forever, but what is it that makes them so special, and how is it that so many people can end up experiencing something that isn't really there?
There's an old South Asian children's tale called The Blind Men and the Elephant, a parable which involves a series of blind men experiencing an elephant for the very first time. The first man reaches for the side. He brushes his hand across and says, I now finally know what an elephant is. It's like a wall. Another man then comes along, feels the legs, and then disagrees with the first man, saying, well, actually it seems to be more like a pillar. The next one then starts tugging upon the tail, and wonders to himself whether or not it is just a long rope. And the last one then grabs the trunk and just flat out disagrees with everyone, going, no, you're all wrong. The elephant is just a pipe. Now, the irony here is that they are all technically correct in what their understanding of an elephant is. Depending on the way they go about experiencing it, depending on the aspects of the elephant that they focus on, and of course the aspects that they don't focus on, the elephant does appear to be more than just one single thing. And in this case, the men experience objects that are completely different from one another. And this is exactly the kind of thing we see going on in optical illusions.
What you see depends upon what you expect to see. So your perceptual habits fill in the missing details and can also be employed to deceive us. You can look right at something and not see it.
For example, in this image, all it takes is focusing either on the white or on the black to see what appears to be either a vase or two people facing each other. Take this image, where the orange circle on the left seems smaller than the exact same orange circle on the right, simply due to its relative size in comparison to the blue circle surrounding it. Or in this image, where A and B may look to you to be very different shades of grey, when they're actually the exact same color. And it's because our brains have been wired to expect that a cast shadow dims the appearance of a surface. So we see B to be lighter than it really is. Ever since the beginning of humanity, we've walked the earth for thousands and thousands of years with rays of sunlight shining down upon us, illuminating our paths. And this has created the fundamental subconscious expectation that light generally comes from above. Now, on the left, we perceive there to be an indentation, with the darker parts being shadows made by the light shining from above. But all you really have to do is turn it upside down and suddenly it looks embossed and appears to be raised out of the ground. Now, this is a basic human expectation that is common to us all. But if you look even further, you can see how our own individual cultural upbringings influence what exactly it is that we expect, which then shapes the world we experience around us through our brain's interpretation of it. Now, as someone who was brought up for the majority of my life in the UK, I've been taught to expect good weather to be sunny and bad weather to be rainy. And after speaking to a few people in London, I'm sure it isn't just me who feels this way.
Here in London with
Sarah Jennedy.
With Sarah Jennedy. I'll give you a quick elbow bud. I'm here with
Sally. Charlie.
Tom.
We're here with
Chelsea.
And Fletch.
So I'm here with
Arjun.
Sneha. Misha.
Rohan. Ishan.
Born here originally, so I'm quite used to the weather, so I know what it's like.
The weather's been shit. Oh, can I say that? The weather has been shit.
Yeah, it's shit, but like right now it's nice.
Rubbish, really.
Up and down, but at the minute, absolutely glorious.
Yeah, at the minute it's brilliant, it's brilliant. So I'm here with Maya, who is a geographer. Hello, hello. How are you doing, Maya?
Hello, I'm doing well, thank you. The weather is okay. It's not raining, at least, so I'm quite good.
Well, we're in Britain, and as we all know, British people hate the weather. But why is that?
Why is that? Yes, let's talk about it. Let's unpack this and learn some new things. You have to think of rain as being associated with greyness. Greyness makes us tired. It triggers our body to release melatonin, the hormone that makes us sleepy. But of course, as with all things, if we didn't have rain, then we might not appreciate the sun as much. And there's always an element of the grass is greener on the other side syndrome. I've spoken to people who live in warmer countries in the tropical zone where temperatures are much higher and there isn't as much rain, and they kind of crave rain. Rain is refreshing weather, it's cooling. Some people like going outside when it's raining because you get to feel the cool water as opposed to when it's really hot and you can't go outside. Going out and the sensory experience of shoes splashing in puddles, and the sensory experience of hearing the rain pattering on your umbrella, smelling rain, that's a unique smell.
It's also sort of taught to us from a very young age to sort of dislike the rain, isn't it? You know, in our nursery rhymes.
There's that nursery rhyme, rain, rain, go away, come again another day.
Rain, rain, go away. Come again some other day. Let the moon come out and play tonight.
After speaking to Maya and gaining some insight into how rain can be perceived in different ways, I began to realise that real-life experiences, like rain, are merely illusions in disguise that can trick our brains into believing just one side of the story, when what appears to be trash at first glance may even turn out to be treasure.
And so, really, illusions aren't just these weird and wonderful psychological puzzles that you encounter every now and then on your social media feeds. Illusions are everywhere. Illusions are everywhere. And in the words of Anil Seth,
we're all hallucinating all the time, including right now. It's just that when we agree about our hallucinations, we call that reality.
After all, we're not sure if what we're seeing really is what we're getting, and our senses aren't truly representative of what we see, touch, hear, taste, or smell. Our eyes, ears, mouth, and nose are simply tools that our body uses to extract raw data from our surroundings. Ultimately, we have the freedom to choose how we process this raw data, and it is up to us as to whether we take it in a manner that gives us happiness and content, or in a manner that doesn't. We have the power to influence how our days go by, and of course disregarding extreme circumstances. With whatever difficulties you face in life, it is important to realize that what is happening is an event, a circumstance, an empty incident that holds no substance until you decide to give it meaning.
How would you say COVID-19 has impacted your life, especially in the past year and a half now that it's been sort of active for?
Social aspect we've missed really, seeing his friends and mainly his family due to lockdown and strict rules.
I mean, because we're at uni and stuff, it's been annoying because you can't go out as much.
I had to do everything from home, so it's changed. And I don't think I've had the best experience.
Seeing family, relatives, even friends, I feel like it's been difficult.
As someone who has lost some pretty close family and friends to the pandemic over the past year or so, as someone who has struggled with making time for the things I love doing, for the people I love being around, and as someone who has felt what it feels like to reach rock bottom, it has helped me in more ways than one to remember that I'm still alive and well. I'm not currently suffering from COVID, and I live in a country that isn't oppressed. I have access to free education, free healthcare, hot food, clean water, and I can sleep in a bed at night knowing that I'm safe. At my lowest points during this year, I froze up. I distanced myself from those that I cared about, and I became a sort of metaphorical, undead, sleepwalking zombie, acting at the hands of these ugly emotions that had enslaved my mind, dancing to their tunes like some sort of a puppet. Lockdown for me led to a lot of my relationships with friends and family to deteriorate as a result of a lack in face-to-face interaction. I started finding it harder to be as social as I once was, and gained a sort of introverted nature through which my confidence fell. I was losing the passions that I once prided myself with, and my efforts at bringing them back to life were to little avail. I was alone, I was lost, and I didn't feel like myself anymore. But slowly and gradually, as you start to take a step back and let go of the elephant's sharp and harmful tusks, you're able to open yourself up to the smooth trunk, the long tail, the vast and endless side, and the enormous legs. And before you know it, you've started to encounter new and different aspects of the exact same experience. So instead of feeling stuck inside and lazing around at home when schools were closed, I started to go on regular runs, improving my stamina, working on my fitness bit by bit, and have been continuing those runs ever since. I've pushed through countless hours of coding and developing short programs, solving problems in a computational manner, and I've ended up learning an entirely new programming language with which I'm currently developing a 2D platformer video game in Unity, which I'm planning to release a few months from now, actually. And probably the coolest thing that I've actually ended up doing this year has got to be climbing a mountain for charity. Yeah, that's right.
Okay, so it's 4:59, we're about to get onto the coach. We're here at a service station, but we'll do that soon. So see you in Wales. So, we've scaled the summit after a grueling 3.5 hours. After pulling muscles I didn't even know existed and proving flat earth is wrong, we have scaled Mount Snowdon.
Would you say, despite all the struggles of the past year, despite all the sort of inconsistencies, despite all the hardships that you've had to suffer, I think the important thing is to be grateful and have faith that things will be better?
Grateful, really, for, like I say, we're both employed, we've both carrying on working.
Like my husband's working from home, my daughter, yeah, she's missed out on the great life of the university. But apart from that, I think it's been actually quite nice for me. Yeah,
it has been nice.
Would you say, despite all the struggles of the past year, despite all the sort of inconsistencies, despite all the hardships that you've had to suffer, would you say you're grateful that you're still alive and well, you have a shelter, that you have food, you have water?
Not really, because I think, as in for the last 100 years, there's not been COVID, so we're unlucky to get COVID. I'm not thankful that we've got it and we're fine. We just shouldn't have. There was no one else has had it before, in the previous year. So why do we have to deal with it?
Not the answer I was looking for.
No, I'm grateful.
By practicing gratitude through controlling how I perceive the situations that I'm presented with, I've become more content, more unapologetically myself. I enjoy rain a lot more than I used to, and I'm generally less of a pessimist. It all starts from within. And when you begin to manifest that, when you realise the life you live, the world you live in, when you realise that it's your life, in your world, you can begin to change your perception of it. You can conquer your mind, and if you conquer your mind, I truly believe that you can conquer the world. thank you for sticking around till the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed your year. I certainly did enjoy mine with all its ebbs and flows. It was a good year, and let's hope that 2022 is a better one. Like the video if you haven't already, subscribe to save me from having to work a real job, and I'll see you tomorrow. I won't see you tomorrow, I'll probably see you next. I have a terrible upload schedule. Goodbye.
You continue that. Okay, देख.
Wait, can I shout my Instagram up?
Yeah, shout out your Instagram.
Let me just like get to the account. Okay, can I put it to camera? Yeah. Follow this Instagram account.
You fucking loser.
I'm like, Harjaap underscore.
He's single, guys.
Harjaap underscore.
Alright. Link in description. Follow this guy right now. He's gonna be big. Alright, thank you guys.